It would be like flag football and football. Like one is tackling and one is like. I feel like that would be like the best analogy for freestyle and folk style. I feel like.
Welcome to our second episode of Matt Nation. Our topic for today is going to be the three styles of wrestling, which is freestyle, folk style, and Greco Roman. This is something that I've kind of been bothered about. Obviously, through you guys, you guys been wrestling since you guys were little, up to middle school, high school. I didn't even know there was three different styles, right? I always thought that there was wrestling. Even watching it on the Olympics, I just thought it was wrestling. I didn't realize there was three different things. Over the years, I've kind of learned that, some of the kids do freestyle wrestling off season. And it's always kind of bothered me because it's like, I work so hard on putting you guys through these camps and through these clubs, and then all of a sudden you guys, it's like a different sport, right? So like, it's always kind of bothered me. But I get, I've done a little bit of research, nothing crazy, but I've done a little bit of research of what it is. Kind of what I've got from it is that folk style is kind of the native style for the US, right? Japan has sumo wrestling, right? It's kind of the same concept. We have folk style, they have sumo.
When I first started wrestling, I thought I did folk style, and it was never really like called that. It was just like, oh, you're doing wrestling. Like I didn't know until a couple years after I started wrestling that like there was different styles, and I think like when I went to my first freestyle practice, it was definitely a game changer. It was not the same as folk style. When I did freestyle wrestling,
Hold on, did you do freestyle?
Yeah.
Through where?
Brigade.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yep.
So I did that. I took like probably 5 to 10 classes. Yeah, it was a club. Yeah.
But obviously not. You didn't do it in college, and you didn't do it in high school.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
So I think that's kind of one of the things that kind of has bothered me in the past, right? Is the fact that nobody talks about freestyle. Even like, and I'm sure in college it's a little bit different. They probably do, but like, middle school, high school, I hadn't even known that there was like a whole different thing. So, and then it also kind of bothered me the fact that why don't we just do freestyle? Why doesn't the high school just do freestyle, right? USA Wrestling kind of has its own thing with folk style, right? They're not going to switch that up. So kind of the concept that I got is what's folk style and freestyle are kind of the same for the most part. And I actually saw something that kind of made sense to me, was kind of cool, was that folk style and freestyle are kind of like kickboxing, and Greco is kind of like boxing, because you can't use your legs apparently. Like you can't touch legs with Greco, but with the other two you could grab the legs. So that was like a cool understanding of it that I got from it.
I think Greco, it's like definitely a lot of more like upper body. Conditioning wise, probably not as crazy as like, your freestyle or folk style, but it's definitely more strength and technique and skill really. But I think with all three, like there's definitely things that you can do in each one to benefit the other. Like, the conditioning you get from freestyle, that can help in
so without getting too much into like the rules and everything, because as much as we have an idea, I guess we really haven't done Greco, we really haven't done freestyle that much, right? So we're not like completely comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
But without getting too much in detail, at the end of the day, the whole point of it is the same for all three, right? You're gonna put your opponent's back on the mat. That's all three of them. It's the same thing, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that it's that's kind of the goal, right? So I guess the question this is really the question, right? I mean, should I have your brother focus on freestyle or not? Like, what's elementary, middle school, high school, even college? It's folk style. Like, you're not gonna wrestle freestyle if that's what you're concentrating on, right?
Yeah, in a sense, but I think it will also benefit him. I mean, if you look at like the top like athletes or top wrestlers that are committing to these big schools, like they all wrestle freestyle as well. Like Bo Bassett wrestles literally, folk style, freestyle.
I think most elite wrestlers are gonna at one point are gonna switch off, right? Are gonna learn freestyle because I think the point is to wrestle worldwide or or compete in the Olympics or whatever it is, right? But I think that's kind of what kind of bothers me per se is that if I want to concentrate, if I want to have your brother concentrate on wrestling and do really good, be at the top that he can be for high school and for even college, why am I gonna have him go practice another sport technically, right? Like,
I think that it would just benefit him.
can he? Because he can, right? He could win NCAA's without ever doing freestyle.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So what?
I mean,
I mean,
he could.
so
He could.
why even practice
Again,
freestyle?
from my experiences, or at least from when I did freestyle, it was a lot more conditioning, and it was a lot more technique, and some of the things do transfer over. Like some of the things that I actually teach in the room is stuff that I learned from when I went to freestyle practices. It would be beneficial. I don't think there would necessarily be a downside. I guess really the only downside would be him getting less time from folk style, him losing time on working out and training and getting knowledge on folk style, and now he's getting knowledge on freestyle. But I don't think that it's gonna I don't think it's gonna affect him in a bad way, because he's gonna get that conditioning. He's gonna get that different style of wrestling that is gonna help him in his style of wrestling. Right. I don't see where there'd be a huge issue in that.
I mean, I do gotta say that I do see, and of course I think we're more involved with wrestling now than ever, right? But yeah. I do see freestyle coming up. I mean, just like rap, right? That's like a new thing, and it's freestyle. Yeah. I mean, they're not wrestling folk style. No. And even though we have the NCAA's, and that's folk. I mean, we have our professional wrestling, which is RAF, and that's freestyle. So maybe it continues to grow. I don't know. Do you think that USA Wrestling's ever gonna switch? Hold on, it's I don't even know if USA Wrestling, are they the ones that govern NCAA, or they govern like the rules and stuff?
I think they're involved, but I don't think it's like governed by them. I think the NCAA runs that all.
I wonder if at some point they're just gonna say, hey, the rest of the world does freestyle, let's go ahead and do freestyle, because I think that would kind of.
No, I don't think so. I think we'll stay at folk style. I mean, it's something that you do from when you're a little kid to college. I mean, they're gonna keep it. I think there's just different styles. It's the same thing with basketball, I'm pretty sure, or maybe football. I'm pretty sure rules change.
Football is only in the U.S. I don't think other countries.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, Canada does have American football.
Right, but it's American football. I don't.
Yeah, but that's the same thing everywhere. Everywhere has the same sports that we have, but they call it like American whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, like same way we play cricket here, right? Like it's not like an actual like professional league.
Plays cricket.
A lot of people play cricket.
Do they?
Yes. And
I don't know. I'm just saying. I feel like okay. I guess for tradition wise, if that's what we do, then that's what it is, right? And once I guess it goes back to the same thing that I was saying about Japan has the sumo thing. So I guess if it's tradition and we want to keep it for that reason, I guess that might make sense. I think it would make it easier for us to compete in the Olympics or the rest of the country. I mean, the rest of the world. If we're training, if you're training since you're 4 years old on a specific sport, it's gonna make a big difference if you have,
See, but I also
20 years of experience instead of only having
5 or 10,
right?
whatever.
I would think.
But I also disagree because I feel like that person doesn't have like you might. I don't know. I think it varies, but like we do have Olympic gold medalist from the U.S. and I think it's because I think it's because they have the ability to train folk style, have the ability to train freestyle.
Because it's so similar to each other, right? I mean,
yeah, I think
kind of similar for
I
the
think
most part, but
it's similar, but then I think the U.S. also benefits because they're able to have these two different styles versus like other countries. They probably solely base in freestyle. They probably don't wrestle folk style.
Yeah.
So I think
I saw something about there is I forget the guy's name, but I think there's a wrestler that came maybe from Cuba, and he came to the United States to college, and he had to learn folk style because all he knew was freestyle. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Maybe it's not as difficult as I have it in my head to do the switch over.
I think realistically, all it is the scoring and like the point system, probably the time, and then just like certain techniques. Like I feel like it's the same thing with like boxing and MMA or like I don't know, like I guess boxing and kickboxing, right? Like there's certain things that you can do in one, and there's certain things you can't do, but overall they're the same thing. Like you can, you know what I mean? Like you're boxing, you're fighting, and
right.
I think it's kind of the same idea. Is that you're able to do? Or I guess the best analogy would probably be like flag football and football. Like one is tackling and one is like. I feel like that would be like the best analogy for freestyle and folk style. I feel like it's like one is a little lighter, and that would probably be folk style, and then one's with like the pads and everything, and that's freestyle. And I think freestyle is a lot more like intense.
Yeah.
But it's like they're the same thing pretty much. They just have different rules and yeah.
And I kind of had this conversation with your brother too about it because we did want her to do Fargo, but for whatever reason he doesn't really want to stop training. But I do want him to do Fargo 1 year at least. But I think, and this might not be the best thing, but I think we're gonna wing it and just kind of go for it. And I think next year we're gonna plan ahead a little bit better. And as soon as his season's over, we'll train for a couple months for him to try to go to Fargo, or
wrestle at Fargo.
Fargo.
Yeah, like
or maybe something. Maybe not even Fargo. Maybe we'll do some local freestyle tournaments because I have been once again. I mean, it might be because we're so involved now, or it might be that it is growing. But I have been seeing like some of the states like around us have been doing some freestyle tournaments. So
yeah, they usually do them like over the summer and stuff. At least from like when we were wrestling, or when I was back in high school and we were kind of all like together.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember like seeing like a lot of freestyle tournaments, but I also think that's because we weren't like pushing it, or we weren't really like looking for them. But I
kind of go back and forth with it a little bit because I did see also that there was we were trying to get a team. We were trying to get a New Hampshire team to go to Maine and wrestle freestyle, and we couldn't get enough people. Like not enough people wanted to do it. So hopefully it continues to grow. I mean, I think it would be nice. Most of the New Hampshire kids that go to Fargo wrestle through Mass, right? Yeah. So, and that was going to be kind of the thing that we were going to do with your brother, was send them with Mass, right? Yeah. So hopefully maybe next year we can put a team together. Somebody could put a team together, and we'll go as a New Hampshire team. I want that for experience for him. So hopefully we get that through. I guess I have one thing that I noticed, the successful wrestlers, they've all done freestyle. So
Yeah.
there has to be something to that, right? It can't be just like, oh, you're really good at folk style and you did really good in college and then you never did anything else. I mean, most of them did freestyle as well, so there has to be something to that. So
Yeah.
That's kind of what we think about this whole folk style, freestyle, Greco. I guess we didn't really talk too much about Greco, but I think for us at least, those are kind of the two things right now, right? It's kind of folk style and freestyle are the big ones.
Yeah, I think we're a little like unknown with Greco.
Yeah, but I can only imagine that, and I don't know this for sure, but obviously the U.S. competes Greco
Yeah.
in the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I've seen some gyms advertise it. I have seen some gyms advertise Greco training.
Yeah.
But it's probably just not as popular or whatever. But that's kind of what we think about the whole three different styles that most of the people in the U.S. are wrestling or training for. What does everybody think about it? Are you training that? Is your kid training that? Leave a comment. Let us know. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.